Hello everyone and welcome back to another part of my F1 24 Kimi Antonelli career mode. Today we head to Kimi's home race for the second time this season. The first one was in Imola and we got a very good P5 finish. This time we're heading to Monza. Last time out we had a grid penalty in Spa which saw us start in 20th and last place. But we managed to bring it home from P8 on the final lap to P5 at the line with an incredible overtaking display. We have a new rival as well, Charles Leclerc in the championship. He's quite close to us. He's a bit further ahead, but one good result can change everything. And one bad result for him, maybe we can win this one. Last time we had a rivalry, it was with George Russell, and we lost that after the first race as we didn't score points in Spain. But then we went on and won in Austria, so we are still ahead of him. Alexander Albon, our teammate, contributing to the team at last with a P3 finish in Belgium. He qualified P5, so a great drive from him. But let's head straight to the race weekend for the Italian Grand Prix and qualifying.
It's all about the speed today. Qualifying awaits us. Welcome to MONZA for the Italian Grand Prix.
Here we are then in Q3. We are just marginally down on Lewis Hamilton's time in P6. We are currently, if this is our first lap, only one lap in Q3 on new tyres. We're saving a set for the race as well. It's taken us a bit of time to adapt. Q1 and Q2, nice and easy. In Q3, Albon, unfortunately, he was unable to make it into Q3 this time. But we come up to the line. Can we beat anyone? It's not looking good for us, but we're going to go for it. A 1:21.424, and is that going to be enough to elevate us up from P10? It is P9. Not the best result, but we will take it, especially considering we don't want to be first going into turn 1. Albon, my bad, he's in P5. I thought he didn't make it through, but quite clearly he did. And he's qualified P5 for the second race running. So incredible stuff from Albon in the Williams. Our teammate out-qualifying us. We are ahead by 5/10 of Lance Stroll. Horrible lap from him. But now let's head straight to the race.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today. Here at the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a MONZA circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Albon, Hamilton, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Williams, Stroll, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Russell, Joe, Ricardo, Bottas, Tsunoda, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend Anthony Davidson. Let's look at this season, and particularly against their team. Fair to say, they got the better of them more often than not. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
It's the important one, isn't it, Crofty? You've done it once, can you do it again? But if you start believing in yourself, confidence starts to build. If their confidence is what you need, and you can carry that through to future races, including this one, and you set that ball rolling. That's the critical thing that they're looking for here. And I believe if you've got that first race win or a win at any stage, it can start to roll with you in a big way.
Okay, Mark here. Let's get another points finish today. I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Don't worry about that, Mark. We have got that covered completely. Then for today will be a medium to hard. Mark is counting on us here. We haven't had that many softs to start on recently. We obviously had in Spa, but prior to that, it's been quite a lot of mediums. I thought about doing a soft medium, but it says it's projected 3 seconds slower, so maybe that's not ideal. But either way, we will be going on the mediums and boxing to the hards. Everyone else on the grid also on those medium tyres. Let's get straight to 5 red lights. We're going to lower the fuel and let's get right into the Italian Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli's home race. He performed well there in real life. Can we replicate it today? I sure hope we can, as we go to 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix here in Season 1 from P9 on the grid. Our home race. It's lights out and away we go. Quite a long hold there, but we get a good getaway compared to the Giants. Can we squeeze it through on Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton? Can we also get Alonso as well as we head towards turn 1? We're going to brake much later than everyone else and go very, very deep as Norris does re-overtake us, but we move up into P6. So from P9 up into P6, a great start from us. And now Lando Norris 8 tenths ahead. Albon also making positions up. He's up to P4. As now Norris wants to re-overtake him though. He's going round the outside. Now we'll have the inside line. Albon now, however, on the inside. Can we capitalise on Norris here? We're going to go to the inside and move up into P5, and it's a 4-5 for the Williams outfit at the moment. We are performing well alongside our teammate, but we want to go further than just P5. We want to beat our teammate as well, and with that we're going to gain with DRS. You see they're going 3 wide into turn 1 ahead as we go round the outside of Alexander Albon. Pretty simple overtake, doesn't fight too much. But ahead, Leclerc, the 2 Ferraris, who are currently 1-2 in this race in Monza. The fans are probably going absolutely wild. Lead Verstappen in P3, and they were going 3 wide up ahead. They're still going at it as they head into the second chicane. And that has allowed us to catch up to them. We are now right on the back of Max Verstappen. On lap 5, we gain. We're going to use all our battery. We're going to go to the outside as Sainz goes to the outside of Leclerc. Is he going to try and go round the outside? It's going to be 2 by 2 into the first few turns. And we overtake Verstappen. Sainz can't quite get the move done on Leclerc and has to stick behind, but with a bit of slipstream I'm sure he will try and overtake him into this next chicane or when there's this in the second DRS zone. But we are right up the back of the Ferrari of Sainz and we get a good exit out of the Ascari chicane, and we're going to go for the move onto the inside of Parabolica and up into P2 and up into the podium positions as well. Now Charles Leclerc, our rival, it's right up against us now, right ahead of us. We have 4 tenths behind. We're going to have the DRS. We're going to gain on Leclerc. We're going to move to the inside. No, we're going to go to the outside. Leclerc covers the inside. We're going to swoop round the outside. And it's battle between the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, who is in it with the team's home race, versus us in our home race. Leclerc gets the better of us this time around, but we are going to be tucked behind him, tucked in the slipstream. We are going to gain on him. I think about a move to the outside here, or maybe even to the inside, and we're going to go for it to the inside and going to take the chicane, and we're going to come out of it first. Leclerc down to P2. We lead the Italian Grand Prix, our home race, and we're up into P1, but Leclerc will definitely want to come back at us, and just before the Parabolica, he is going to go round our outside. We are going to try and defend it, but we want the DRS as well. Little love tap from Leclerc there, but we do keep P1, and that also costs Leclerc the chance to retain his second place as Sainz overtakes him, who also has the fastest lap. As Albon also wants to capitalise on Leclerc here, and he does capitalise as Sainz takes P2. Albon's also sniffing around. We're going to brake later and just make the corner ahead of Sainz and up and retain that P1 position. It's so important to keep the P1, but the DRS is so powerful here, it's almost impossible to get anyone out of the DRS. And now lap 9 is our pit window lap. We are going to pit off these medium tyres, which have performed very well for us, it must be said, and onto the hard tyres. Leclerc and Verstappen both follow us in. Alexander Albon, he continues on for another lap. We need a good stop from the team. This is our home race. They have to deliver, and they do. No messing about today. And we are now coming out in P11. Everyone else has pit. Everyone behind us has also pit. So we will be the first person on the track who has pit already. And we are about 10 seconds behind the RB of Daniel Ricciardo and George Russell in the Mercedes, who is currently in P9. But we will exit as we come out the pit lane, and as we enter turn 1, we have a 3.3 second lead on Verstappen, and Alonso, who I have no idea where he's come from. He's clearly capitalised from that end of the pit lane, but we now have to wait and see how effective this undercut is on the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz and our teammate as they are now coming out the pit lane, and we are miles ahead of them. Miles. This undercut's been so effective. Just 1 or 2 laps has really cost them positions. They do re-catch up to us though. It's Charles Leclerc in the form of Charles Leclerc. Sainz also 7 tenths back. Our teammate Albon, he's dropped down the order massively. I believe he's about P9 at the moment. As Leclerc goes for the move into Parabolica, we are going to defend around the outside, but we go too wide, and Alonso gets caught on our wheel, and he's going to overtake us as well. But we will have the DRS now on Leclerc. Can we fight back? We are going to fight back with our ERS, with our DRS. We're much faster than Leclerc in the slipstream. We're going to move to the inside. We have to go onto the grass. Leclerc forces us incredibly towards the inside, but we move up into P1 again for this race with 4 laps remaining. This is going to go right down to the wire, as now Alonso now is still sniffing around for that 31st victory, but at the moment it's Charles Leclerc who wants another win in Formula 1, and he does get up into P1, and we mess up the chicane quite a bit, and does that allow Leclerc to escape? Unfortunately not, but we are now going to go down the inside of Charles Leclerc, a copycat move to the one on the previous lap, and up into P1 again. Albon finally making up positions. We saw him there at P5 ahead of Lando Norris and just behind Carlos Sainz, so he can still score big points this race. As now Sainz this time does overtake us for P1. He wants this win. I can understand why. It's Ferrari's home circuit. Why wouldn't they want this win? But we want it more. This is our home race, and we have a chance to win it from P9 on the grid. They'll be incredible, as we now are on the last lap, and we do lead from Carlos Sainz. We're going to defend for our lives here. All the AI are dumping their battery, but we just defend. And now we've got 1 more DRS zone to go, and after that, if we nail Parabolica, we should be good. No, but Parabolica and Ascari, those 2 corners are so crucial for this race, and the exit off this one is important as well. And Sainz will have the DRS. He's 3 tenths back. We're going to deploy all our ERS to keep him behind. But can we keep him behind? He has the DRS. He's gaining. We're going to squeeze him to the inside. He is going to take the lead of the race. We are going to brake later than him. We're going to go wheel to wheel, and we just force him a bit wide. And now we get a bit caught up on the curb. And that can allow Leclerc, who overtook the Sainz in that kerfuffle, going to gain on us in the slipstream. He's going to gain. He's going to gain. He's going to go to the inside. This race is going to be decided in the last corner, but he tucks back behind in the slipstream. Why on earth is he doing that? I'm not going to complain though. We're going to come round. Kimi Antonelli is going to come round the final corner, his home race, to win the Italian Grand Prix. Oh my word, I did not expect that after qualifying. P1 in Kimi's home race. That means so much just to everyone. The Ferrari fans are going to go wild, but they've got 2 Ferraris on the podium alongside us. What a race.
The clear air today and didn't allow anyone to exploit the slipstream behind them. What a great win here at MONZA.
Taking victory in their home circuit as well. What a place to do it. The fans are loving it. They're lapping it up. They have been all weekend long, and they have delivered what the fans wanted to see.
Williams have put in an incredible performance out on the track today. I'm so glad all the hard work of theirs has finally paid off. With that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action.
It's P1 then for us, leading Leclerc from who takes P2, signs the other Ferrari on the podium. Alexander Albon, our teammate, takes P5, which shows we are contributing in terms of standings. We move ahead of both Mercedes and Aston Martin with that result. Neither of them performed that well, barring perhaps Fernando Alonso, who took P4. We're now P4 in the standings, as well as we now head back home. What a weekend of Formula 1 action that was. The Temple of Speed provided for us. If you have enjoyed this part of my F1 24 Kimi Antonelli career, do make sure to hit that red subscribe button below and like the video as well. It helps so much, especially if you're new. You can stay tuned for next time out, where we head to Singapore, one of my favourite tracks. Well, I haven't driven it at all on the F1 game ever, barring maybe a few laps last year, but we'll see how that goes. The longest race on the Formula 1 calendar. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next week. Goodbye.